YouTube fam, Jay Sinister of Jay Sinister Productions back again. And once again, we see the stock lexan body for the Trailrunner 4x4. But the purpose of this vehicle is not on this body. It's for me to show you what we did and what we came up with when we turned this alakazam, baby, boom, into this. Stay tuned. And as always, roll that intro footage.
Jay Sinister Productions.
YouTube fam, back again. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for checking out this video. And to all my new subscribers, we really appreciate you. Thank you for checking out Jay Sinister Productions. For the old heads who have been around since day one, yo, big ups and thanks to you, because it's because of you and all the new subscribers and the future subscribers that we're able to bring you content such as this. And we are very happy and very pleased to present you with the finished, painted, and installed lexan body for the Element Enduro Trailrunner 4x4. Ooh-wee, this thing is ugly. That green turned out phenomenal. Let's go ahead and turn the turntable on as we talk about it a little bit. So we use Tamiya paints for this. We use the Tamiya PS and TS. Let me get those numbers for you real quick so I give you the right bit of information again. But you can also check out this video here, which discusses the paints and paint codes that we use. We use Tamiya paints. Oops, let me get them around right there. Tamiya paints. We use on the lexan body itself, we use the Papa Sierra PS22, and on the 3D printed parts we use the Tango Sierra 43, and both of those color codes are racing green. And let me tell you, when we finished up with this racing green with the black color scheme from the other parts, man, it looks magnificent. We think it turned out really well, and we love the color green, but man, green on this 4Runner, pardon me, it's not a 4Runner. It's a Trailrunner from Element Enduro. Don't get it twisted. Turned out amazing. The cuts that we did to get everything made up are dang near spot on without having a laser guided, laser precision cutting tool. The pieces made it up well from Knight Customs. Now you may notice up top, the roof rack is the stock roof rack that comes with the Element Enduro Trailrunner 4x4. We had printed out the roof rack from Knight Customs to put on top, but in the end, once we started to mate it up to the body and then tried to put all the accessories on top of it with it, it did not work right for us because we had to print that Knight Customs roof rack in 4 different pieces and then put them back together, then assemble, and it just warped and didn't work right. So we went with the stock look without anything on top of it to turn this into a true mall crawler, not a real trail runner, even though we're going to ride this on some trail-like areas. We're not going to do any rock crawling, but we got this looking like a true mall crawler, and let me be honest with you, it looks really, really good. Now I'm going to point out to you a few things that we had to do to make this fit correctly, even though everything printed out well proportioned and great. And I'm gonna overlay some close-up shots of what I'm talking about. Most particularly, turn this turntable around a bit. Right up front here, where this front bumper comes up at this angle. Now right now you may be able to tell we have just enough clearance, but the overlay is going to show you better. We had to get an angle. What we used and what we think everyone should have in their toolbox is an angle finder. Let me tell you something. If you don't have one of these angle finders in your toolbox, you need to get one. Let me show you what the angle finder looks like. They come in many different shapes and sizes, many different forms. I have a digital aluminum one. Let me tell you something. If you want to get your angles correct on both sides of your cuts on something like this, this takes a lot of the guesswork out. All you do is open this baby up by loosening the knob here, opening the 2 straight edges, laying this up against the angle that you want, finding the perfect angle that matches the stock or the angle that you have, tighten this knob, check the digital readout, and you can get an angle on the inside and the outside based off of a button press on here. Write down your angle, make your slice, go to the other side, mark off that same angle, make your slice, and your angles will be perfect. Get one of these angle finders. I'll link up, if I remember, where I found this angle finder, the particular one I have, in the description box below, but it's worth it. But again, I had to do some cutting here, some trimming with the old rotary tool to get that angle and that clearance between the tire and the bumper just right. I may need to cut a little bit more once I actually take this out and drive it, but I'm going to be able to cut it perfectly to how I feel it's going to be for the type of riding and driving I'm going to do with this vehicle. Now, we're going to get some more close-ups. We're going to spin around and I'm going to do another overlay to the back here. We're going to look at these tail light housings. I smoked out the tail light and the front headlights with some Tamiya, I think PS31. Let me go check that out real quick. That's a PS31 smoke to kind of take away some of the clearness. I didn't want it always clear, all the way clear like I have the windows around the body, but I smoked that out, installed a 3D printed tail lamp buckets from Night Customs and used some ES 6000 adhesive and let those cure. And let me tell you, it turned out really nice. The close-ups will show you the detail of those light buckets. I haven't installed the lights yet, but when I do, I'm going to get some lights from my favorite spot to get them, and that's My Trick RC. They have some great light kits and everything mates up and works fine. I'll install those at a later date, but everything turned out perfect in my opinion. And again, this green with the black accents, the subtle black accents. Let's go back and look at the front again. Man, we're just ecstatic and happy with how this turned out overall. Now, you may notice again, like we talked about the roof rack, we decided to go, you know, after we put everything on and looked at the roof rack, put the accessories on, the little tent deal that we painted and the gas cans, the water can, it just did not look right to us for how we envisioned this vehicle. So we went back to the drawing board, pulled out the stock roof rack, slapped that puppy on, and we think it looks good as is. We're not going to change up anything. We're not going to throw anything on top. We're going to go ahead and get that mall crawler look out of this Trailrunner 4x4. Again, everything installed beautifully. On the rear, we have this rear spoiler. The greens made up great. I mean, it looks almost factory. And when we put these lights in and have it running and on, it's going to look even better. The only thing right now we're waiting to do, let me go ahead and turn the turntable back on. What we're waiting to do and we're deciding on is if we want to keep the look slick and clean, or if we want to go ahead and add some decals. I think some decals, maybe the mountain range decals along the sides would look nice, maybe something on the hood, but we're unsure of how we're going to do that. Leave us a comment or two below to let us know what you think we should do. Ultimately, we're going to do what we want to do, but we'd like to get some input from you guys as to how we should proceed. But overall, man, ooh-wee. I mean, she's ugly, and she turned out great with this green. There's not much more we're going to do to this body. We decided, again, not to smoke the windows. We're going to leave it clear. Look up in there so you can see what we got. I'm not too worried about having that super scale look with the interior. I'm not, we're not worried about that. Maybe in the future, but right now, nah, we're going to keep this baby just like she is. We like the setup with the stock tires and wheels. And again, overall, with all the accoutrements that comes with the kit right out the bat, the windshield wipers, the rear view mirrors, the door handles, the pillars, the rear wiper that you can set at any angle that you want. We think she turned out really, really good. No complaints whatsoever. So until next time, this is pretty much a wrap on this vehicle. We're pretty much done with everything outside of installing the lights, and that'll probably be our next video as far as installations go with the lights from My Trick RC. And I'll do a detailed video on the dimensions, the millimeter size lights I use for the headlights and the tail lamps. And we'll swap out the receiver on the inside with our Spectrum receiver. And that'll be it. we'll be done with this. So, you know, enough of me talking. Let me just leave you with some parting shots and just video of this joint on the turntable so you can take it all in. As always, thank you, fam, for stopping by. We appreciate you hanging with us on this journey to complete this Element Enduro Trailrunner lexan body. If we do anything else to it, as far as upgrading, you know, C hubs or whatever, you know, we'll post videos and let you know. But for now, just take it all in. This is Jay of Jay Sinister Productions, exiting stage left.
So exit stage left.
Jay Sinister Productions.